Lamb. You always need eyes on him. Fourth most points in the Lions. Next on Madden Football.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Lone Star State and the very mammoth AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Tonight we've got a good NFC matchup on tap, as it'll be the Detroit Lions taking on the Dallas Cowboys. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin with you on a Saturday night here in Dallas. CD, it's been a wild and unpredictable season. A lot of teams getting ready for the playoffs, jockeying for position, and this, a good one here in the NFC.
A real good one, because these two teams, they think big. They think about going out and playing bigger games, and also think about these two on Thanksgiving. Both of them hosting. Now they're going head-to-head in a matchup that we've been eagerly anticipating.
It's a late season Saturday night in Dallas. The Lions, the Cowboys underway. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. So the Cowboys ready to go on offense for the first time, and it is their now 30-year-old quarterback, Dak Prescott, who leads the way.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
And Dak going to start out going to the air. That's dumped off to Pollard. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
And this is going to be a Cowboys first down as the tackle made at about the 38.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
A first down run, good for about 3. 2nd and 7 coming up. The rushing numbers for Pollard last week, 17 carries, 67 yards, and a touchdown.
And they've already clinched a playoff berth, so I'm eager to see how they approach this game, because some teams' philosophy is to go ahead and get guys out. Other teams' philosophy, continue to do what you're doing best. I expect them to go ahead and use their top guys all the way through this one.
And the lane closes up quickly as you'll get about 3 down to the 38. This now a 3rd and 4. Looking to throw. Prescott. He's got his target. That's complete. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 17-yard line. Great way to convert on 3rd down there. 21 yards the play. And now he's really knocking on the door for 700. That is career catch 699. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Prescott. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle 3rd of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down.
He was defended by Martin Emerson.
Now Prescott. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on 3rd down.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And the Cowboys are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
That's a big conversion there on 3rd down, and this has been a great opening drive. You know, at this point, they'd hate to settle for 3, but they've created a fresh set of downs and a 1st and goal.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. Pollard will score. Touchdown, Cowboys. First quarter, maybe too early to talk about statement drives, Charles, but that sure seemed like a statement drive right there.
Well, if we're going to talk about statement drives, I think what they're saying is we're going to establish the run. They gave it to him early and often on this drive, and he wound up taking it into the end zone.
Extra point up and good by Folk, and it's now a 7-0 game. So that one a long 11-play drive. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. From the end zone, here comes Williams. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. And leading them out there, we get a look at their 6'3" quarterback.
Well, the silver lining from last week, he played phenomenally. Kept the ball clean and led them to the end zone several times. They trade away all those touchdowns if it meant getting the win. That's his focus this week.
Pass to 20 for a short gain, 2nd down. The numbers for Gibbs from last week, 16 carries, 60 yards.
He's really been someone special to watch this season and brings a real unique element to their offense. Even with defenses focusing on him all year, he still sits 4th in the league in yardage. Hard to come up with an answer for a back playing as well as he has been. They've got their work cut out for them in this one as he chases another big week.
He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation. Gibbs will try and pick it up. Nifty move. Oh, and now some space tackling. And out across midfield down to the 45. All told, it's an even 30 and a 1st down.
You know, it was tough for them to stand on the sidelines and watch the other team take it downfield and score, wasn't it? So they knew when they got on the field, it's on them. Pick up 1st downs, get downfield and score. How about them picking up that 3rd and short?
I was just going to say, you and I were talking before the game, those 3rd down conversions are going to be huge in this one. So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. First carry now for David Montgomery. Down to the 42, 2nd down. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. On 2nd down, here's Gibbs. Oh, good move. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41. And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on 3rd down. Throwing. Hooker. Setting up the screen. This is Gibbs. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Rookie quarterback, rookie running back. They team up there to pick up the 1st. Straight ahead with Gibbs here. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3. And it's 2nd down. The Lions had 10 and 5 to start play. And they were losers their last time out. Trying to get back in the win column, but obviously not an easy task here in a hostile environment.
Yeah, always tough to win away from home. But sometimes what you do is you use these types of games as bonding experiences and carry that into the contest.
Play number 9 set to come here on the drive on 3rd and 2. And they'll try and run the option to pick it up. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards. That may be a sneak peek on this opening drive of what this young rookie can showcase, his legs.
And normally, as you start a game, you're just thinking, can he get the snap? Can he hand off? Can he just execute? Instead, he doesn't waste any time on wrapping another dimension to his game, showing off those wheels and picking up some nice yardage.
And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal. 2nd and goal from the 1. He's going to use his legs here. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Hendon Hooker keeping it himself from a yard out. And the Lions respond to that opening drive touchdown with one of their own. Defensively, they told us that the top priority was defending option plays this week. But here on the very first drive, the defense broke down a bit.
It certainly did, and it's really not a surprise because defending option football is difficult. You have to think too much. Most of the time, you just react to what you see and you play fast. Here you're reacting, you're processing. Do I have the back? Do I have the quarterback? Who do I take? Do I take on a blocker? And next thing you know, he's in the end zone.
And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. And now it looks like he's in some discomfort after being tackled at the end of that return. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. First down, Prescott. And his throw is incomplete.
Partner, I came into this game eager to see how they would hold up in man coverage. But on that play, they held up quite well.
Prescott from the gun. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after the last one ended up as a touchdown. Has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on third down to get their momentum going again.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on third.
And this is what you want to see from a defense. Give up an opening drive touchdown, that's fine. But how about them going back out there, recommitting themselves to the task at hand, and forcing a 3-and-out and giving the ball back to their offense?
Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. Back onto the field come the Lions for their second overall drive. And, Charles, you look at these two teams, and these are those kind of litmus test games in the second half of the season that if you're a coach or a player, you can either really look forward to them or really dread them, depending on your point of view.
And if you're dreading them, you're not going to go very far in the playoffs. You need to look forward to these kind of games because here we've got two division leaders, both real contenders for the NFC title. And you're right, you love having easy games on your schedule, but you need some games like this to toughen you up a bit and ensure that you're ready for the shock of playoff football.
First down, here's the run to Montgomery. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
36-yard line. It's a gain of 9. Brings up second and a yard.
Off play action. Here's Hooker. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Trying to find Jameson Williams, and it's third and short. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Hey, look at this Cowboy defense. This crew against the pass, issues at times. Ranked number 24, Charles, in the NFL.
Defending the pass has not been one of their strong suits throughout the season, but they have any hopes of making waves in January. They've got to improve in this area.
And this third down looking very tough after the holding penalty. Third and long. Hooker. He's got it complete to Gibbs. And he'll get this only to about the 38 as they stop him a few yards shy of the line to gain. That'll bring up fourth down. They wind up getting 8 yards, but they needed more than that. They'll try and run the option. And maybe a little over pursuit there as he's able to take this down to the 25-yard line. The conversion is successful with a sizable gain of 13, and the decision to go for it looks like a smart one. Little read option, the end result, the first down, so a good read.
And the way teams are running it nowadays, they've added variety to it. You know, the original way was you read the defensive end. If he crashes down, you pull it and you go. Now they may not even block that person, may end up reading the linebacker, may read the cornerback. Just depends on how they want to block it up. In any case, this worked well for them.
2 yards to go, second down. Going up the gut, Montgomery. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
It's a gain of 6. First down, Lions.
These two teams all tied after one. The Lions with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. And here he'll get it down to the 7. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
Here's Hooker to throw it. Escaping the pressure right. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Hendon Hooker with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Lions have taken the lead.
And this is a balancing act for a head coach with a rookie quarterback. You've got to walk a line with him. You don't want him getting happy feet, but you also don't want to rein in what worked for him in college. And here, he pulls it down, takes it himself, and takes it into the end zone.
Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. KaVontae Turpin now to return. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. So out come the Cowboys now as their offense gets set to take over. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they get this game tied up.
It's 2nd and 8.
2nd down, Prescott. This one complete to Tonyan underneath. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. Prescott. And this is going to be incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Yeah, call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. But Jahmyr Gibbs and the Lions offense getting set once again. He's been effective so far, over the 40-yard mark here in the second quarter. Don't forget about those guys up front, though. They've been effective too.
The leverage game has been in their favor. They've been the ones who've been able to bend their knees, drop their hips, and get a little bit lower than the guys on the other side of the football, and they've moved them out of the way for the runner.
Sometimes that's tough for those big fellas.
Not an easy thing for them to do.
Now Hooker. He's airing it out for Williams. It's caught inside the 25. A big play there for Detroit. And even 60 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Hooker's going to throw it. Wright's got it. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. 2nd and 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
Now a bootleg with Hooker. It's caught. Mitchell. And the Lions are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line.
1st and goal at the 6-yard line.
Looking to throw. Hooker. Touchdown! Sam Laporta, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Lions have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. So, Charles, that's 3 touchdowns on 3 drives, and it's just been an offensive barrage so far.
Great word, partner, using barrage right there. I'm going to add another word if you don't mind. How about perfection? No surprise that they're leading right now. Absolute dominance throughout this ball game, and no signs of slowing down.
Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And it's now 21-7. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The offense for the Cowboys now working their way back onto the field. Well, Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3-and-out, and then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and it'll be second down.
Out of bounds at the 30-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. It's second and 8.
Prescott to throw it. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. On third down, it's Prescott. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. They can't tackle it. Well, he had to wait until December, but congrats to the rookie, his first INT.
Yeah, he's been a reliable contributor for this defense throughout the season. Definitely got a bright future, and has gotten even brighter after making that play.
Hendon Hooker and the Lions ready to go back on offense. And he had the touchdown on the last drive, also 4 for 4. Very, very effective. What does he need to do to translate that forward into this drive?
Not think that what he saw in coverages last time is exactly what he's going to get again. He's got to play ahead and start thinking to himself, okay, we just did that. What are they going to take away now? What do we go to as a counter? And continue to encourage his offensive line to continue to give him time.
They were really good on the last drive. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line.
Back-to-back 4-yard runs. Now look, if they just do that all the way downfield, ball ends up in the end zone, but that's a little difficult to do.
Yeah, I think now 3rd and 2, that defense ready to stiffen up and stop that run. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. David Montgomery with his 13th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Lions take a 3-touchdown lead.
We see this a lot on 3rd and short yardage, especially down here in the red zone. They're going to sell out to stop the run, try and hold them to a field goal. But once the running back gets past the first wave, the resistance can evaporate after that. And he not only picks up the first, but he takes it all the way into the end zone.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Kevontae Turpin now from his end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. Cowboy offense heading out. Let's take a look at the playoff picture coming into the weekend in the NFC. Playoff picture here, and you see they've got that number 2 spot right now. Obviously a lot to like about that and where they're at in this home stretch of the season. But that first-round home game is not guaranteed, Charles, until they lock up their division.
Bottom line, win the division, stay number 2. You get a favorable game at home to begin what you hope will be a nice postseason run.
Throwing again, Prescott on 2nd and 10. Open man, right side, it's Lamb. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Now Prescott. That is caught and past the 40 before he's out of bounds. It's a gain of 16 and the Dallas first down.
And the Cowboys first down.
To the air again, Prescott. A check down here to Jones. So they'll get nothing out of that play, and it's 2nd down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Now here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. Prescott now. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Incomplete. The coverage by Jack Campbell.
Up the middle, Jones. Got a pretty big hole as he's down to about the 40. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
That's a gain of 7. brings up 3rd and 3.
Here's Prescott. Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. Picked off by Eric Stokes. And the Lions force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long, because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
You see David Montgomery heading back out to begin the drive. It's the second quarter. His team has the lead, but I think he's hoping for a little bit more production out of himself.
And we often talk about preaching patience to a runner when things are a little bumpy in the early going.
Throw left side is complete on the diving effort. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
I know that rookie quarterbacks have to earn veteran receivers' trust. Maybe we saw that on that play with that type of effort, huh?
Yeah, helping out the rook with a heck of a catch. And he'll run straight into a wall of tacklers at the line of scrimmage. It's second down. Second and 10.
Gain on the play. 2nd and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Here's Hooker. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Gibbs. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. The Lions passing game in sync now. They've got another first down.
First down, Lions.
They go play action. Here's Hooker. He'll let this go deep for St. Brown. That is incomplete.
That's some good closing speed there defensively, because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
Back to the air on second down. Here's Hooker. It's complete to Williams. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down.
It's a gain of 4.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. First down marker at the 31. It's third down. Hooker to the air yet again. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time.
A 54-yard attempt.
And that is no good. He hit it well from distance, but he couldn't work it back in. And the lead will hold at 3 touchdowns. And that's the risk of a long field goal miss here at this stage of the second quarter. You give up great field position.
And that gives them one more opportunity to make something happen and something big. And we've seen crazy stuff happen at the end of halves.
Good starting position for the Cowboys here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 44. Try to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
He was defended by Martin Emerson.
Now Prescott. He's going to find Gallup here complete. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first.
And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit on a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least. And I do believe if they want to get back in this game, they need to start right now. It's kind of like making adjustments. If you try and wait until the half, it's probably too late. They need to get going right here.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Meanwhile, Prescott's throw complete here on target to Tunyon. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. They'll throw again. Prescott. Looking for the out route here, and he's got Cooks. And they'll get him down inside the red zone at the 14. It's also a gain of 14. First down. The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. From the red zone now, Prescott. toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them at the end zone as the first half winds down.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. And again, it's Prescott. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Detroit was up for the challenge through the air. They force a 4th down.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
From the end zone, here comes Williams. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Jamison Williams out onto the field as his guys take over on offense. He's the star wide receiver, and he's doing his thing so far here into the second quarter.
And how you get distinguished as a star is each and every week performing to a high level no matter what they throw at you, because you always want to take him out of the game if you're a defensive team. How do you press him, double him, triple him, all those things, but the best players show up each and every week, solid games and some spectacular ones.
And he has showed up time and time again. And obviously not fooling anybody here as they stop him behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. Plenty of good matchups in that 1 o'clock Eastern window. It'll be noon at Soldier Field in Chicago. And a big test for the Bears, as they'll be forced to reckon with the Atlanta Falcons. In the late afternoon games, the place to be might very well be Denver, Colorado, where it'll be the Broncos taking on the LA Chargers. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up, ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Lions in the lead, and they're going to get the football first as well as the second half is underway. This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this second half?
Well, I liked what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see 1 or 2 guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield. I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
They'll try the middle with Montgomery. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. From the 38 now, here comes 2nd and 8.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
Throwing. Hooker. He's got it to Williams. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. 3rd and 3.
5 yards on the play. And it's 3rd down.
Here's Hooker to throw it. Setting up the screen. This is Gibbs. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. The Lions passing game in sync now. They've got another first down. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets. In on offense.
Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the Cowboys' 39-yard line.
Hooker. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. That helps the completion percentage, but not much else. And now it's 3rd and 10. Working out of the shotgun, Hooker. Throw left side complete. That's Gibbs. Certainly not what they wanted there. No gain, and it's 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
That kick, by the way, Charles, a career long.
Well, we did watch him in pregame, and he hit from this distance, so not a surprise. But there still is something exciting about it, carrying it over from practice and pregame to actually doing it in live action.
This taken in at the goal line. Oh, some strong running. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. The Cowboys offense now, they head out for their first possession of the second half. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 21. On play action, they'll throw. And that went too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. To throw is Prescott. Throw out wide is incomplete.
Looks like another empty possession offensively. And you're at that point in the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
On to punt now, Anger as he boots this one away. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. So the Lions offense ready to go back out onto the field. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is.
Here's a diving catch right side. The end result, 21 yards.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Off play action. Here's Hooker. He'll let this go deep for St. Brown. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
When you look at the scoreboard, you'd think they'd be pretty comfortable right now with this lead, but these guys are absolutely not going to let up. They want to increase their lead, and they want to do it with a big play. Unable to connect in that attempt.
On the move past the 40. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. That one a gain of 20 and a 1st down.
Well, partner, they've used him quite well out of the backfield in this one. And here's another nice example. They set up the screen, and he's able to pick his way downfield for a nice gain there.
And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 at the Cowboys' 28-yard line.
Another run for Gibbs here. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. What do they have for this? 3rd and 11.
And it's 3rd down.
Now Hooker. Hard throw, incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
A 47-yard attempt.
Patterson's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. Only 3 points there, but I got to think at this point in the third quarter, that's all you're really looking for.
And right now the lead is 3 touchdowns and 3 two-point conversions. So you and I both know a huge order for the best of teams. And from what we've seen so far, hard to believe that that's a likely scenario.
There he goes left side. He's past the 30. He will score. Touchdown, Cowboys. I know a lot of special teams coaches, they just want to keep it away from him because that's what he can do.
And others have egos that their players can't keep up with. And they say, challenge him, kick it to him. The way he runs as fast as he is, I wouldn't challenge him at all. I'd do everything possible to keep it away.
He is just a blur when he gets a full head of steam, and he got a full head of steam there. And he's got it for the two-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further. Well, it's still an uphill battle from here, that's for sure, but that makes it a two-score game.
And now we see why teams practice so much on the two-point conversion, why you have more than one play ready, because you may need multiples throughout a ball game. There's a great example right there.
So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. And we will not see an attempt to match that return touchdown as this will be a touchback and bring it out to the 25. Yeah, Detroit back in possession of the football. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
And he powers through the first lane, but he's going to be swallowed up behind the line of scrimmage.
I have zero rooting interest in either team in this game. I only want a good game. But with all the offense we've seen from them tonight, it's kind of nice to see the defense step up and make a big play.
Yeah, I was wondering if they were ever going to get him in the backfield. Nice to see him get a stop.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
He went over 100 yards in the wild card round. He's over 100 here as well. And a first down. Montgomery on the counter. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11.
And off to Gibbs, headed right here. And again, the run defense stout this time. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more. 7th play of this drive coming up, and a long way to go on 3rd down. Looking to throw, Hooker. He's got it complete to Gibbs. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And it'll be 4th down. Well, if you're going to turn things around in a game like this, Charles, those are the kind of plays that you need.
And I just love the way that defense rallied to the football on that one. They got the completion, but he was smothered behind the line of scrimmage. And when you make tackles like that, your whole defense is going to be fired up. Really nice play getting to the ball.
And now Dallas gets set to take the field. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Throwing again, Prescott on 2nd and 10. This one complete to Tunyon underneath. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. His 5th catch tonight, and it's good for a first down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
2nd and 9 at the 41-yard line.
Gonna run again here with Pollard. And he'll make it only to the 43, a gain of 2.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
On 3rd down, it's Prescott. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like
30-40 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
They'll go with Pollard here on 1st down. Oh, and that one well designed as he'll take this down to the 30-yard line. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will.
1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Throw complete right side across. And they move this all the way down to the 9. Well, they had a gain of 10 last time, now a gain of 20 here.
Good yardage on the completion there. When they look at the scoreboard, they do understand the field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score, because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
They'll run with Pollard. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now.
A pickup of 2 brings up 2nd and goal.
Prescott to throw it. That's dumped off to Pollard. And he'll get nothing out of that one. So he stopped for no gain. And now what we have here, a 3rd and goal. Here's Prescott. And this ball is caught by Lamb. Touchdown, Dallas. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Cowboys are able to cut into that deficit. So this back now to a 10-point spread, and you have to imagine they'll line up and go for 2.
Oh, no question about it. If they can get this to an 8-point game, they can make things awfully interesting here in these last few minutes.
All right, now a big 2-point conversion attempt still to come. Prescott, they're going to throw for it, and they don't get it. They tried for the 2-point conversion there, but unsuccessful. A very pivotal 2-point try that does not go their way. Now it's a big uphill battle for the rest of the 4th quarter.
The attempt was to try and make it a 1-score game, right? Touchdown, get 2, and now you've tied it up. Instead, they don't get it, still down 10.
Taken at the goal line. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Jameson Williams and the Lions get set for this next possession. Let's see here, Charles. 6 catches, over 100 yards. Call that a pretty good day at the office.
And I love the accumulation. The catches, the yardage. That means he's having a pretty good impact on this ball game and really helping his team out in a big way.
Means he wants the football again, right?
And it's funny because some of these receivers are very vocal about how much they're getting it. Others are quieter, but they still let you know, give me the ball, I'm going to make a play.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Hooker's going to throw it. And that's hauled in by St. Brown over the middle. They get 14 yards, but not enough for the first down due to the previous penalty. Now 2nd and 5.
2nd down at the 31-yard line.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 64 yards on the ground for him now as he's done that on 15 carries. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They go play action. Here's Hooker. He'll fight his man, Laviska Shenault. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. The Lions passing game in sync now. They've got another 1st down.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because to me this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Hooker now off play action. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
He gets this out wide to Gibbs. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on 3rd down. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is a bit of a jump there, CD. He breaks the line, and that'll be 5 yards.
And you've got to stay more disciplined than that, Brandon. That's just a free gift to the offense.
They only need a yard here. 3rd down and 1 after the penalty. Here's Hooker. And this one is incomplete. That close on 3rd down, I think everybody probably expecting a run. Instead, they go to the air on 3rd and short yardage.
I realize this is a passing league, and they're liable to throw the ball any down and distance. But that short, I do question the call. Run the football and pick it up.
And that is no good. He gave it a good run. That wasn't more than a foot or so wide to the left. And the lead will hold at 10. Charles, all things considered, I guess that's not a critical miss at this stage, is it?
No, but still everything helps when you're trying to finish off a ball game. And you're right, not critical in terms of the scoreboard and the team, but the guy with the golden foot, he knows he's only as good as his last kick.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. So the drive's going to start with Pollard. And he's going to get it across the midfield stripe into Lion territory. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1 at the Lions' 47-yard line.
Prescott now. He's going to find Gallup here complete. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
And the Cowboys, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 40.
They'll run left with Pollard. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
At the 46-yard line.
Now Prescott. He finds his man, Pollard. Just a gain of a couple there. And that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9.
And that's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
That good for 19 yards as they pick up the conversion on 3rd.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get them back to a 1-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try and get the ball back again.
Prescott on 1st down. There again is Cooks, complete. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. 2nd and a couple.
Out of bounds at the 17-yard line. It's a gain of 8.
They toss it down to Pollard. And he stopped immediately there. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. Prescott. Open man, Lamb. It's complete. touchdowns. And the Cowboys have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, one by land, two by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that in the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The Lions offense heading out as we give you a look at the playoff race coming into the weekend in the NFC. Well, as we know, they have already clinched the NFC North, a wild card game waiting for them to open the postseason, and they have earned the right to host it, Charles, in front of the home crowd.
And this is a division with a lot of history and legacy. And if you're a team to take the crown out of this group, you've already proven you're one of the names to watch in the NFC playoffs. I think they'll be an incredibly tough out in the postseason.
On second down, here's the option. That one will go for 9 yards and a first down on the keeper.
Well, that's the fear any defense has when the quarterback gets involved in the running game. You don't usually account for him, and he's hurting them today.
Yeah, he's been very involved in the running game. Defensively, when you got the coverage good downfield, how do you account for him, though?
Occasionally, you start to spy him. Take someone that's the same agility, who can dance with him, run with him, and try and keep him in the pocket.
Yeah, it'll be especially critical here as we come down the stretch in the fourth. The escapability in evidence there is that one good for 15 and a first. Up the middle, it's Montgomery. And now off to the races, down the right side. Touchdown, Detroit. David Montgomery with his 14th touchdown of the year, second of the game. And the Lions are able to build on to their fourth quarter lead.
Well, I guess when you look back on it, it was just a matter of time until he popped a big one like that. And, you know, at halftime, you and I discussed it. They had done a nice job on him in the first half. But there were a couple of occasions where it felt like he might wiggle out of traffic and take it to the house. Finally here in the second half, that got done.
Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead.
Jack Fox to kick off for the Lions.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Now the Cowboys offense heads back onto the field. Well, that last touchdown we just saw, what an important one. Now it's back to a 2-score deficit for this crew as they take the field here, and they are in desperate need of finding the end zone. Prescott looks to throw on first. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up second down.
He was defended by Martin Emerson.
Throwing, Prescott. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
A couple of quick incompletions, and now they're just one more away from getting off the field. They've got options now. Could they dial up a blitz here or just drop everyone into coverage to crowd the throwing lanes?
Prescott. And that will be incomplete.
I think it's safe to say that he's made some questionable decisions out there so far. Forced some throws into tight coverage. He's already been picked off in this game. Fourth down now, but he was fortunate on that one. Not to have another turnover on his ledger.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. And quickly they get to the line. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
Incomplete. Eric Stokes on the coverage.
Now Prescott. On the out route, it's Lamb with a grab.
In this situation, the dictation is coming from the defense, right? They're going to tell you, you can have 6, 7 yards, do that all the way downfield. It's just going to take the time off the clock. I think they've got to start attacking vertically a lot more. Coverage was awfully tight there on third down. They actually closed off all the passing lanes, forcing the incompletion and bringing up fourth down.
Desperation time. Prescott on fourth. That is caught. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. And now it appears that the referee's been buzzed, and we'll get a review. And this being inside 2 minutes of play, everything coming from up above. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So the officials and the folks in New York got a second look at this one, and the call is going to be overturned. And this is caught inside the 5. But he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds.
Well, this game has certainly had no shortage of offense. Both teams have been revved up from the start. And here's yet another big play. Boy, both defenses have just got to be dragging out there because they've been run ragged throughout.
Here's 1st and goal. Here's Dak. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he is going to lose yardage here. Clock running, about to hit 90 seconds to go in the game. And that one going to come up short. Low throw.
And now the focus is really clear. They need to get that 1st down and either get out of bounds or maybe use one of those timeouts.
Now Dak. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Eric Stokes, and the Lions are going to get it back here just shy of the 20. Well, field goals probably aren't going to cut it at this point. This was touchdown or bust, and unfortunately for them, it turned out to be bust.
Yeah, they're feeling like they've got to force the issue here, maybe take some chances they wouldn't have earlier in the game. But give credit to this defense. They've really stood tall throughout, and they come up with the interception in the end zone.
Another shot now for this Lions offense. Now they are really in the driver's seat here, enjoying this lead late in the 4th quarter. The defense does have all 3 timeouts, but at this point, doesn't look like it's going to matter much. And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. And he'll get this up over the 25 to the 26. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. The Cowboys signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it prior to what will be an important 4th down. Fielded at the 33. So Dak and the Cowboys down by 10, a minute 4 on the clock. How will this thing pan out? We'll watch as they come up on 1st down. To throw, Prescott. On the left side, Gallup's got it. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. Now 2nd and 4.
6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
Here's Prescott. Throw complete to the tight end, Tunyon. Here's 1st down. Prescott. A quick throw there is incomplete.
Ooh, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
And that's complete downfield to Cooks. And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a 1-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop,
and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
Folk connects on the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. So with just under 40 seconds to go, you figure this is going to need to bounce their way if they have any shot. And the Cowboys have recovered.
Illegal touching. Offense.
A big mistake in that spot. You got to let it go 10.
They didn't give themselves a chance. They had an opportunity.
One final kneel down here as it comes inside the 40-second mark, and that should be enough to put this one on ice. Charles, normally when you see a group score this many points, it's a complete blowout. But instead, they needed every single one of those in this close, high-scoring affair.
And, Brandon, I'm still on the edge of my seat after that one because when you have that much scoring and it still comes down to a one-possession game at the end, that's not something we see very often. And in this case, these offenses, they brought it. The defenses, they're going to need some work going forward.
So for Detroit, they get an important win here to move to 11-5 on the year. So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say good night from AT&T Stadium.